you. Houston, go. Okay, Jim, good morning, and understand you relieved the watch and the rest was kind of blurry. Did you have any questions?
No questions, Joe. Just wanted to establish communication.
Okay, that was loud and clear, that one there. We don't have a heck of a lot going on, as you know. We're working out the entry procedures. I've got preliminary copies, but we're not ready to pass it up to you. Looks like you're about 125,000 miles out, starting to really pick up speed. And the Astros won last night, and that's about all I got. Over. Jim, did Jack tell you what your trajectory looks like? Over.
I haven't got up to speed on it. How about getting run down?
Okay, we're looking at a vacuum perigee right now of 23.6. Flight path angle of minus 6.25. And if we decide we want to trim that up, we're looking at a mid-course of about 2 feet per second.
That sounds good.
Roger. Raj, Jim, we noticed you just went to auto and back to close on the suit release valve. Is everything okay?
We didn't do that intentionally. Stand by.
Oh, okay. Maybe you didn't. Incidentally, you're less than 24 hours to go.
Right, what happened was our lithium hydroxide device here got caught in the suit release valve. It's been closed now. That's the one, right?
Okay.
And Joe, just a reminder, now that you mentioned that it's less than 24 hours to go, what I'd like to do, and I'll have aboard all the procedures that you're working up, so I can run through them with the crew and make sure that we got all our signals straight.
Roger that, Jim. We are trying to get the procedures finished and up to you as quickly as we can. They exist. What's going on now is that the guys are running them in the CMS LMS integrated to make darn sure that the additives are correct and the timeline is nice and relaxed and all that good stuff. And they won't be finished that run for another few hours. However, we expect to have an overall timeline and a sequence of events for you before that time, and we'll start with the procedures as soon as they get ready. Over.
Okay, that's good. I think it's your boss going to go back to the original procedures that we have on board and modify them as you have in the past year.
Okay, Jim, Roger, we're going to do that to the maximum extent possible, and it looks reasonably feasible. To begin with, in the command module, we're going to have to send you some separate sequences for powering it up a little bit at a time. The closer we get to entry, the more we get on the checklist, and by the time we're about at EI minus 45, we're on the checklist all the way.
Okay. Another note of interest to the crew systems people. Tell them that they don't have to bother putting the refrigerator on board. I just brought out some hot dogs for Texas food.
Okay, we copy that, Jim. Jim, we ought to have an entry timeline to discuss with you in 1 hour. Aquarius, Houston, over. For our benefit, while we do this briefing, Jim, we'd like to have the comms better, and we can sure share the power. So we'd like you on panel 16 to close the power amplifier circuit breaker, and on panel 12, we'd like you to move the voice function switch to voice, over. Okay, Aquarius, Houston, how do you read?
Reading loud and clear.
Okay, and you're real good. It's a pleasure not to have all that noise. Let me tell you what I want to do, Jim. As I said, we're not going to give you detailed procedures now. What we expect to have for you shortly are procedures which we'll try and get up to you in the following form. First, we'll have a timeline, sort of a flight plan thing, which will have the times of all the major events and any configurations, switch settings, and so forth, which are peculiar to our configuration and which therefore you won't find in the checklist. This, for instance, will be true of the way we power up the command module. And second, of course, we'll have any red lines to the checklist so that you can enter the checklist where possible to perform functions. And the timeline will simply refer you to the checklist when that's appropriate. Okay?
Okay, sounds good. You're going to give me an overall timeline now, I think.
That's affirmed. I'm going to first of all just quickly run through the times of the major events, and then we'll go back and fill in some of the details. Okay, entry interface is at 142 hours and 40 minutes. 6.5 hours, roughly, prior to that, or at about 1:36:10, we'll start this whole thing going by applying IMU heater power, by checking the CMRCS temperatures and preheating the CMRCS if required, and we suspect we'll probably want to do that. We'll have detailed procedures up for it later. At about 6 hours prior to EI, or about 1:36:40, we will commence powering up the LEM, powering up the AGS using the modified LEM DIPS RCS 30-minute checklist, which you have used for the previous mid-course. Then shortly just before 5 hours prior to EI, or at about 1:37:40, we'll want you in the attitude for a LEM AG body axis alignment using the Earth terminator like we did before. And as soon as we have that, we'll perform MCC7, which looks like now about a 2 foot per second burn, or about 15 seconds of RCS. And I'm told that it's down to 1.5 now. So it's comfortably within the RCS margin. Okay, when we do that, we'll immediately start the maneuver to the service module jettison attitude, which will be in plane. Since we're jettisoning it earlier than we usually do, we don't need and don't want the out-of-plane component. So it'll be in plane with the service module pointed back out along the radius vector. We will then commence to get the command module ready for service module SEP, including command module RCS checkout and a hot fire. And at approximately 4 hours and 30 minutes prior to EI, or 1:38:10, we'll jettison the service module. We'll pitch the LEM up until we acquire the service module in the hat to try and get some photographs, but we're not going to fool around with LEM translation maneuvers for pictures because we don't want to foul up your flight path angle at that time. Okay, that gives us 2 hours to more or less open time here to finish up, if we're late on that, to run over the checklist and prepare for powering up the command module. We're going to start the command module full power up at EI minus 2 hours and 30 minutes, or 1:40:10 GET. We'll get the computer on the line, we'll get the IMU up, we'll start uplifting with your state vectors and so forth. and aligning the command module platform. At about 1 hour and 30 minutes at the latest, giving us an hour to do this command module stuff, we will start the maneuver to the LEM jettison attitude. You'll then start to close out the LEM. Of course, we hope to have our stowage all configured way before this. We'll close the hatch, do a pressure integrity check, and at EI minus 1 hour, or 141 hours and 40 minutes, we'll jettison the LEM. As soon as we do that, you can start the maneuver to the entry attitude. When you're there, do a sextant star check, take down the optics, and at that point we'll be giving you your final entry pad. You can initialize the EMS and you will essentially be right back on the checklist at that point. There's one little difference from your nominal entry. You're a little bit earlier in the morning, so it's going to be nighttime when you get to the eye. However, we're fortunate enough to have the moon in the perfect position for a horizon check. We'll give you a moon check instead of a horizon check, and you can track it right down the moon set, which is going to be at EI roughly minus 3 minutes. And that's it for the quick timeline. Do you have any questions right now?
Don't believe so, Joe. Right now, we'll have to look over the timeline and think about it for a little bit.
Okay, real fine. We're ready to talk in some more detail about the alignment procedures, the CM power-up procedures, and so forth. But why don't we give you a few minutes to digest what you've already heard.
Oh, and Jack would like to know what entry angle the Midcourse 7 will give us.
Oh, it'll put us right in the middle of the corridor, Jim. 6.50 degrees. And Jim Houston, I guess as a last item, we expect that it'll take us about an hour to update your checklists and your timelines sometime later on today, and we'd just like you to consider that. I expect it'll be 3 or 4 hours before we have all that stuff ready.
Okay, we'll be standing by for that, and now power amplifier switch is going to go off, and then I'll be going to down voice backup.
Go ahead, Chris.
Aquarius, over. The powers of Bloom and Houston.
No, not yet. Still must be winter.
Suspicion confirmed.
Yeah, I doubt if they'll be blooming even Saturday when you return.
I concur.
And Jim, Houston, we really are going to get those checklists up to you.
Okay.
Houston, over. We're ready to read you the first checklist installment. This will, what we're going to read up is going to be a LEM timeline, a CSM timeline, and checklist changes to conform with these. And right now I have the first installment of the CSM timeline ready to read up. Over.
Okay, Dan, I'm on and ready to copy.
Okay, Jack, wait one, we want to get one into the hands of Flight and Ecom, and it'll take about a minute or two. Sorry to wake you up for this, but take about a minute and then we'll read it up to you. Okay, Jack, ready to copy?
Okay, Vance, ready to copy.
Okay, start at EI minus 6.5 hours. You're going to get LEM pads and CSM pads, and I don't know if you want to copy them or not. This is something I can just read off to you. Over. Well, without you copying, unless you especially want it.
Okay, go ahead. Read which ones we're going to get.
LEM pad, service module, jet attitude, moon viewing attitude, sun viewing attitude, and LEM jet attitude. The CM pads are course align angles for LEM attitudes during moon and sun sightings, course align angles for entry rest mat, and CMC angles on entry rest mat for LEM jet, moon viewing, and entry. Jack, we'd like to hold off for about 5 minutes. We have some more people coming in to listen to this, and took a lot of people to devise this procedure, and a few people have been testing it out, so we'd like to have them all on hand while we give you the rest.
Okay.
How's the temperature up there, Jack? You guys chopping wood to keep warm?
I think it's about 51, I think, or 50 in the LEM, and it's about, I don't know, 45 or a little bit less in the command module.
It's a nice fall day, huh?
And I tell you, we don't have to worry about chill down.
Quiet, Houston.
Are you ready to send it up, Vance?
Jack, before we start reading the procedure, we find that bat A is topped off and in great shape. We'd like to switch over and top off bat B some more. Give it 2 more hours of charging. Have about a 7 or 8 step procedure here to give you for switching before we start recording the entry procedures.
Okay, Vance, ready to copy.
Panel 3, switch battery charge to off. Panel 5, main bus tie bat AC to bat AC. CB battery charger bat A charge to open. CB battery charger bat B charge close. Next panel 250. CB bat B power entry post landing to close. Panel 5 main bus tie bat BC off. Panel 3 battery charge to B. Advise that we have a backout procedure for this, but we'll read that up to you later in about 2 hours. Jack, we're going to need readings on bad volt and charger amps about every 10 or 15 minutes for a while. So is there somebody else that can be reading them out while you're copying over?
Yeah, Jim will take a run up there. Fredo is sleeping right now. We're trying to get some sleep here, and Jim will run up, take a look at voltage and current, whatever you call.
Okay.
Vance, we got to realize that we got to establish a work rest cycle up here, so we just can't wait around here and just read procedures all the time up to the bird. We've got to get them up here, look at them, and we got to get the people to sleep. So take that in consideration when you get ready to send them bad.
I know, Jim, we're very conscious of that. We should be ready to go in about 5 minutes. That's all I can say. Stand by.
Okay.
Corey Houston.
Okay, man, we're ready to go.
Okay, we need a, sorry, we need a readout, volts and amps.
Okay, inward.
And might as well bring the comm up to a higher fidelity for this long period of checklist reading. That requires panel 16. CB, primary S-band power amp closed.
Okay, can we, this is the first part of it, you're just going to read, and I'm going to copy, and then we're going to have a question and answer period later. Can we get started?
Okay, procedure's coming back in again. Multi-copies for distribution, and Ken's back. He's a local expert on this now, so we'll turn you over to him, and he'll read it off.
Okay, stand by, I'll give you volts and amps. Okay, the voltage is 39.1, amps 1.75.
Okay.